Hey, you take roids? Neither do I.
What's up, guys? So pretty much the reason why you guys see me messing around in this gym alone, sometimes you guys see me messing up on the fat pad, shirtless with my fucking feet on the bench. Because my dad actually owns this training facility. Pretty cool. We've had this for like over 10 years now. So I normally come in here after hours when no one's in here, just so obviously I don't annoy people with just like the random stuff I do. Sir, you've injected yourself in the wrong space. Don't fuck around. So I posted a 4-month transformation video yesterday, and we already have people commenting like, yo, muscle memory wasn't the only thing he was using, like what is he doing? Like pretty much throughout the entire transformation, I consumed 2,500 calories, 175 grams of protein, and then my carbs and fats fluctuated. Like I remember there was times where I was like super low carb, I was at like 160 fat. I was just like messing around with stuff just because I wanted to. But my calories and my protein were extremely consistent. Before we go any further with this video, muscle memory. Muscle memory. In February, I will be lifting for 7 years. Muscle memory is the main thing that caused me to grow so fast within that short period of time. Muscle memory. Back to the video. My training was extremely consistent and my sleep was super consistent. So those are 3 huge things that you want to focus on. There's so many people that DM me every single day, like, and they're like, yo, like I'm about to go into competition. Yo, I'm trying to get an edge on like training. What do I do? What times do I take? What do you recommend? These are people that are like 15, 16, 17 years old. Master your training, master your nutrition, get a lot of sleep, day in and day out for months and years on end, and see what happens. See what happens. Like, have fucking patience. Like, a lot of these people are just trying to get an edge because they're just impatient. My training. I train 2 times a day, pretty much 6 days a week. In the morning, I'd walk to the gym and back, and that was about 2 miles, so I consider that cardio. I'd walk to the gym and I would do abs and some stretching. So every single day, yeah, come in here, do like, I don't know, like 20, 30 minutes of abs, come back at night and do training. So pretty much my training split was 3 days on, 1 day off. First day was chest and back. Second day was arms and shoulders. And I have short-term memory loss, so I might have done legs, I might have not done legs. Pretty much for training, I was kind of limited because of, you know, the injury I have, which is something also that people were wondering. Pretty much I've self-diagnosed myself with thoracic outlet syndrome. I've also been seeing some specialists this week, actually, so we are making progress. It's not definite that I have it, but I am getting treated for it like I would have it. Just, you know, we knocked that out of the park. Pretty much what thoracic outlet syndrome is there's nerves coming out of my neck that run down my arm, down a little bit down my pec, a little bit down my upper back, that can be compressed by multiple things. So the nerves can be compressed by your clavicle, your first rib. You can actually genetically have an extra rib called the cervical rib that you would have to get removed. Luckily, I don't have that. Your pec minor can be super tight, internal rotation. So a bunch of things can actually cause what I have. Literally see people when I was doing like my research talk about like, oh my God, I've had these symptoms for 12 years and I didn't even know I had thoracic outlet syndrome. Like, thank you for this definition. I'm not in pain. I have full range of motion, but if I kept going with how, you know, hard I was going with my benching and how fast I was progressing, I definitely would have messed myself up way, way further. So I'm pretty glad that I responded in the way I did and, you know, laid off the benching. I did a lot more shoulders than I normally would just because that's something I really wanted to get into. I love pushing, so I really got into a lot of anterior delt training, which is something I literally don't do at all. This was not my first time doing front delt training.
I've literally never done incline before.
A lot of people were commenting, or actually I didn't see a lot of people, I literally saw one person. That's literally what people do too. They literally see one person comment it and they're like, yo, a ton of people have been saying that I should do this. When in reality it's one person. One person said, yo, this is the biggest I've ever seen your delts, ever. And I was like, well, I don't know, that was a great compliment, thank you. I don't know, genetically I've always had really, really, really good shoulders. My dad was a bodybuilder, he has really good shoulders. My mom was a bodybuilder, for those of you that don't know, and she is a pretty wide person herself. Since I did a lot more focused training on them than I normally do, they responded really well. You do see 3 minutes and 55 seconds of crazy footage, but obviously I'm not walking around like that 24/7, and that's something people still don't get, is that obviously I'm not like walking around, you know, fucking fuck. That was actually a day that I had a bunch of calories, limited my water intake, and just did a ton of lateral raises, and then walked right into the locker room with my friend and was like, yo, I gotta film this real quick. I just pumped up, like, we gotta go. And that's something a lot of people do that you guys, I guess, don't see. There were times that I was super dry in the video, or at least I felt like, and it's because I did a 48-hour fast. Then I carved up, and then I went and worked out, and that was one of the best workouts I had of the year. Camera on me. Blake was there too. He's great at filming, so we whipped out the camera, gotten some great natural lighting, and I don't know, I got some really good clips. I've become a lot more vascular this year, so pretty much I took 8 months off, and then when I got back into training, I really surprised myself because the more I trained, like literally just doing bicep curls the first few days, I noticed that my arms were a lot more vascular than normal. And so when I talked to my dad about this and I mentioned this, he was like, yeah, I got super vascular right around the same age that you did. He did take his first cycle at 21, not 19. So a lot of you are gonna be like, yeah, well, obviously he took roids and stuff. Don't just get on gear and then just automatically become the most vascular human on earth. Like there are a ton of people that I know that are on gear that aren't extremely vascular, and it's just all down to how thin your skin is and where your body fat is stored. So that's the explanation for that. Now it's time to move on to the blood tests. Pretty much I got a blood test in June, and I got a blood test a month and a half later for another video that you guys will be seeing later on this week in July. Started this transformation around, I think, April. Here's the paper, you guys will see it on screen as well. So my testosterone, I got tested for testosterone and IGF-1. I thought I was getting tested for estrogen as well. So this is by LabCorp. My testosterone was 622 nanograms per deciliter. And so the normal ranges for, I guess, an adult male, I think, are 300 to 900 nanograms per deciliter. 300 to 900 nanograms per deciliter. And so I'm pretty much right in the middle. My IGF-1 levels were 212 nanograms per deciliter, and the normal ranges for a 19-year-old are 140 to 463. So I also placed much right in the middle. A month and a half later, we got tests here. I got tested by this company called Let's Get Checked. So basically it's a self-testing company. You get delivered the blood test, you take them yourself through your finger, you drip it in a dropper, you ship it back, they give you results online. My testosterone a month and a half later was 550 nanograms per deciliter, and my estrogen was 43 picograms per milliliter. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Those are the results I got. I don't know, I'm just like, if you guys want me to get any more tests or do anything more, I'll take literally anything. Like I'll take a test. I won't take tests. I will take tests to confirm that I don't take tests. All right, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.